Alright, so today I'm back with yet another chapter review, and today we will go over chapter 269, which is going to be something really special, as we will see a furious battle between Isagi and Rin, not to mention that Rin's awakening will continue in this chapter, and he will evolve even more than he did in the last chapter, which is just crazy, so I can definitely guarantee that it's worth sticking around because it's insane. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking, and let's get right into the chapter. However, before that, please double check that you are subscribed to the channel, as there's 83% of people who watch my video who haven't subscribed yet. So if you could fix that by going down and subscribing to the channel, that would be awesome. And while you're already down there, you can always leave a like and a comment. And with that out of the way, let's finally get into it. Alright, so to start off chapter 269, the text at the top says, "Keep your eyes peeled as the blue locks current number 1 and number 2 go head to head." This is exactly what is happening as Isagi and Rin start their matchup against each other, with both of them looking more fired up than ever and having an intense aura around them. Isagi has the ball and Rin tries to go for it, but just in time, Isagi drags the ball back. But Rin isn't stopping his attacks as he once again goes for the ball, but Isagi handles this situation flawlessly as he passes the ball to his left foot to keep it. We can clearly see in Rin's face that he's beginning to get furious because of this. Rin tries to take his hand and get Isagi off balance, but Isagi isn't having any of it as he just slaps away Rin's hand. However, there's more trouble coming Isagi's way, as behind him, the left wing of PXG Nanase Nijiro comes to help Rin. Isagi is able to quickly see this, and looks for options that he can use. Just then, he spots Kurona running on his right side, and makes a smooth pass to him. Kurona gets the ball, and tells Isagi to do a 1-2 with him, so Isagi escapes from Nanase and Rin, and runs up while they are caught off guard by Kurona. After Isagi is free, Kurona passes Isagi, and Isagi gets the ball flawlessly, which we can clearly see really upset both Rin and Nanase. As Isagi has the ball, he says bye-bye to Rin, and thinks to himself that he's now broken through completely, and that he has a complete grasp of Rin's movements, further explaining that right now, the whole field revolves around Isagi. Saying that since Kunigami is keeping Shido in check, the Karasu, Zantetsu, and Shido combo is pretty much useless, and even though Rin remains a dangerous threat, Isagi is good if he can bypass him and his two lackeys, like he just did now, talking about Nanase and Tokimitsu. But that's not all, because as long as he keeps an eye out for Charles and his unpredictable movements, he can destroy PXG's attacks. However, this also means that the only player who even has a chance of scoring a goal right now is none other than Kaiser, who is seen running behind Isagi. Isagi thinks that even though it's highly unlikely that he can recreate that super goal, since he's constantly positioning himself in a way that he can score at any moment, to deal with Isagi and Kaiser simultaneously, their opponent has no choice, and if they go all in to stop Isagi, then Kaiser will score. Conversely, if they go all in to stop Kaiser, Isagi will be the one to score, concluding that right now Bastard Munchen is burning the brightest and evolving the strongest, which we can clearly see as both Kaiser and Isagi are fully immersed in this game right now. After that, we switch over to Rin, who says that it's not over yet, and calls Isagi an asshole while almost being fully immersed by his rage and darkness aura, not to mention how mad he looks. Rin thinks that he doesn't deny that he became stronger playing in the Neo-Egoist League, but that's only from a technique standpoint. What he truly was lacking, and what he desperately needed, was the intense mental pressure, which for him is a player that brings him torment and suffering. As he says, we see his aura getting bigger and bigger, almost covering all of Rin, as well as two silhouettes of Sei and Isagi behind him. Continuing with what he said before, and saying that he needed someone stronger than everybody, and one who rightly stands in his way, which he calls the ultimate egoist. Once again, his aura is just getting more and more intense, as he says that the urge to destroy that sort of egoist is the trigger to enter this state. And lastly, while almost being consumed by total rage and darkness, he says that this is it. This is the feeling he's been looking for. After that, we once again switch over to Isagi, who has puzzle pieces flying around him like crazy, as he says that this is his game and his only, saying that if he can't succeed in this situation, and if he can't finish first, then all of this hard work would have been for nothing. He tells himself to think, and says that there's got to be a way to win, while simultaneously shutting down Kaiser, saying that for the top performance that Kaiser is currently seeking, he has to find an action that destroys it, which is just what Isagi has found as he finally makes his move. Isagi decided to move towards Kaiser, which caught everyone off guard. Kaiser can't believe his eyes and is extremely confused. The same could be said for Karasu, Hiyori, and Nanase, who are just watching this go down. Isagi thinks that since Kaiser loves playing in Isagi's shadow so much and taking advantage of any blind spots that may occur due to Isagi's presence, he's now instead made a run that forces Kaiser into the spotlight. And we can see on Kaiser's face that this was a smart move by Isagi, as Kaiser is furious at Isagi. After that, Isagi, Hiyori, and Kurona start trading passes, while Isagi admits that, from an individual skills standpoint, Kaiser outclasses him. But what he has over Kaiser is the support he gets from Kurona and Hiyori. Since Kaiser is all alone inside this cage Isagi created, he is now powerless. They trade glances for a moment, as Isagi asks Kaiser to show him the answer Kaiser is able to create from his restrictive environment. And just then, Kaiser makes his move, as instead of watching, he runs up on the field. However, this was exactly what Isagi wanted, as he says bingo, and says that he fell for it, you shitty clown. Explaining that since Kaiser made the first move, the defense has no choice but to deal with him first, and that Isagi's aim is the run he will make within Kaiser's shadow, which is just what he did now, as he did an opposite run that kickstarts his freedom, as Isagi has broken through everyone and is free. Kurona from the side tells Isagi to be ready as he will pass the pass now. However, that's not exactly what happens, as instead of Kurona passing the ball, he instead gets a one-way ticket right down to the ground as Rin, fully immersed in rage, comes in and pushes him off balance, making him fall to the floor, saying that he figured that he would do that and calls Kurona Isagi's pigtailed sea anemone, which is actually a bit funny. Anyway, Isagi is extremely shocked by this, as he didn't expect Rin to be there. Rin gets the ball, and Isagi realizes that Kaiser wasn't the only one who evolved when he's feeding off the restriction Isagi creates. We see Rin, who looks furious and even has his tongue out, which we know from the U20 match that he only does when he's extremely locked in the game, and then it begins the battle between Isagi, Rin, and Kaiser, even though I feel like it will be more directed between Isagi and Rin. The text at the bottom says, focusing on the restriction and suffering Isagi brought upon him, the Berserker evolves to another level. As he prepares to strike back, can anyone stop this monster as his hunger and ego grow even stronger? Now I once again can't find the title for the next chapter, but I know one thing, which is that it will be absolutely crazy, as Rin now has the ball. I don't know what is going to happen. If I have to predict, then I would guess that he's just going to go into the same rage flow mode that he was in the U20 match, and just try to destroy everyone, maybe alongside Charles, as Loki said that Charles would be getting an evolution soon. However, I do think that Rin will score a goal this game. Anyway, some things that I want to highlight in this chapter is firstly this panel. It just looks so goofy with Isagi slamming away Rin's hand. It kinda looks like siblings fighting and arguing with each other. I also really like the art in this chapter. The author really went crazy. This has to be my favorite panel of this chapter, with Rin being consumed by his aura, while having a silhouette of Isagi, as well as Sei behind him. I also really liked how Isagi outsmarted Kaiser by forcing him into the spotlight. It was such a smart move that allowed Isagi to move a bit more freely on the pitch, which would have worked if Rin hadn't gone into Berserker mode on our favorite Shark Boy. As Kurona's #1 fan, this really hurt me, but I do hope that he can return the favor sometime in this chapter. Anyway, I can't wait for the next chapter to see Rin go absolutely crazy now that he has his tongue out, but I'm wondering what your favorite character from this chapter was. Anyway, yeah, this is just my thoughts on it, and please leave your thoughts and theories down in the comments, as I love reading them. If you like Blue Lock and videos like this, then I would highly suggest you subscribe to this channel, and while you are at it, leave a comment and a like, as it helps out with the algorithm a ton. And if you are curious to see another video of mine, then please watch the video that will be popping up on the screen now. Anyway, thanks for watching, and have a great day. Bye.